Hi everyone, I'm Daniela, and you can probably tell I'm sick. So today I'm making the most heartwarming bowl of soup that's going to perk me right back up again and give me some strength. This is pasta e ceci.
I'm going to finely chop about 1/4 of this large onion. And a good trick when you're chopping onions is to leave the skin on the back of the onion to use it as a handle. Cut perpendicular slices in a sunburst pattern along your onion. And then very finely make parallel slices to get very small pieces of onion. Set the onion aside and peel and chop your carrot. Here's my hack for getting a very finely chopped carrot. Leave the top of the carrot intact and slice vertically down the center of the carrot, making a few slices. Then flip your carrot over so the cut side is facing forward. Make 3 or 4 more slices down your carrot. You now have a perfect grid of strips of carrot, and all you have to do is slice from the end and move your way back. I'm using the same process on my celery. Keeping the end intact holds everything together and makes the pieces easier to chop. And this is quanto basta, however much you feel like adding.
This recipe is a guideline for the absolute most perfect pasta e ceci. But if you only have pasta and chickpeas on hand, you can still make this recipe.
Add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil to your pot and set the heat to medium-high. Once the olive oil starts to glisten, add in your vegetables. While the vegetables are sautéing, finely chop your garlic. I'm using 1 large clove, but feel free to use as much or as little as you like. Once your onions have become translucent, it's time to add in your herbs. I'm adding in a sprig of rosemary and 2 bay leaves. Add a few pinches of salt to the vegetables to help them release their liquids. Now that the vegetables are almost cooked through, we're going to add in the garlic. Give that about 30 seconds, we don't want it to burn. Add in about 1 teaspoon, 5 milliliters of apple cider vinegar, or you could use white wine vinegar or lemon juice or even a little bit of white wine. I really love the gentle acidity in this dish because it helps to brighten through the creaminess of the chickpeas. Now add in 1 tablespoon, about 15 grams of tomato paste. Let this sauté so the flavors get to know each other in the pot. All of your vegetables will get coated with that tomato paste and it will start to smell really heavenly.
If you have leftover tomato sauce or a few leftover jarred tomatoes, you can use that instead of the tomato paste. It just might make your dish a little more tomato forward.
This step is a little bit unconventional, but add in about 200 grams, 1 cup of pasta. I'm using these little shells because I love the way the chickpeas sort of settle into them and you get a nice burst of chickpea when you bite into the pasta. At this stage, add in 2 cups, about 475 milliliters of water. We're kind of cooking this like a risotto, a little bit slowly and adding water as we go. This helps to draw out the starches from the pasta, making it extra creamy. Turn the heat up to high at this stage and allow this to come to a boil. And while that's happening, we'll get started on our chickpeas. I'm using a 700 gram jar of chickpeas. If you haven't got a large jar like this, you can just swap out 2 regular cans. If you're using chickpeas from a can, make sure to drain and rinse them. The broth in the jars of chickpeas is so delicious, I can't let it go to waste. Set the rest of the chickpeas aside for now, we'll add those to the soup shortly. Add a few tablespoons of water to your chickpeas, enough so that there's about 1 inch sitting on top of your chickpeas, and start to blend with an immersion blender. Now, if you haven't got an immersion blender, that's absolutely fine. I've done this just with the back of a fork in a bowl. That's our chickpea cream ready to add at the end of cooking. If you have one spare, I like to add in the rind from a piece of Parmigiano Reggiano. It really boosts that flavor. Add in another 2 cups, 475 milliliters of water.
If you prefer your soup to be a little more soupy, feel free to add more water. But if you like it really thick, let it cook down a little bit more.
We haven't added any seasonings since the very beginning, so we're going to add in another few pinches of salt. Be careful not to salt this like you're salting pasta water, because we are going to be consuming the entire thing. Give your pasta a taste and make sure it's at the al dente stage. You can adjust for seasonings at this stage as well. Now add in the remaining chickpeas. Remove your bay leaves, rosemary, and your Parmigiano rind. And finally, let's add in that chickpea cream. This completely transforms the soup. It becomes so rich and velvety. To finish it off, add in about 50 grams, half a cup of Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. All that's left to do is curl up with your nice warm bowl of soup.
This recipe makes enough for 4 pretty hearty servings. I like to make a big batch and then portion mine up into containers, so as soon as I feel the need to have some soup, I pull it out of the fridge and warm it up. And if this doesn't make you feel better, try my nonna's pastina soup. It's not called Italian penicillin for nothing. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe because I come out with a new video every week. See you next time.